Hello, Pisces. Here's your reading for the week of February 19th through about the 25th. These are general. Take what works, and what doesn't work just doesn't work. But if you stumble upon this reading at a later date, there may be something in it for you. But let's get started. Let's see what the cards have to say. In your recent past position, you have the Chariot. In your current energies, you have the Four of Pentacles. In your near future, you have the Three of Cups. What's challenging you for the week is the Nine of Swords reversed. And what is recommended for you is the Nine of Cups. So, the Chariot indicates that in your recent past, you really got out of a comfort zone. Like, you really moved towards something. The Chariot is a card of, like, you're going to hit up against obstacles. I mean, anything we do, there's some kind of obstacle. But the obstacles that you bump up against, you are able to overcome them. Like, you're on your path. You're determined to overcome any problems that come your way, and you are focused, and you're going to get to your destination. So this is a fantastic card of just kind of moving into an area that is not as familiar for you, maybe a little bit outside of your comfort zone, or into a new territory in a type of way, and being confident in your abilities to, like, overcome or handle any problems or situations that will arise. But in your current energies, you have the Four of Pentacles. Now, this is a card of feeling a little bit restricted. You may be worried that something is going to happen where you have to hold on to the things that you have, the tangible assets that you have. You might be kind of like holding on to them a little tightly. This is also a card, I always see it sometimes of, I don't want to say fear of change, but you're just really stressed at the moment that you might be holding on to something that you're not really wanting to be too adventurous now. So whatever has happened, you went from like this kind of adventurous, outward moving, gaining ground type of energy to something where you're like, okay, I got to hold on to what I have currently because I don't know what's going to happen. There's a fear of just losing control, or there's a fear of like losing what you've gained. So, but what's coming in for you is the Three of Cups, and this is about celebration. It's just kind of a happy card, celebrating with friends, just being really positive, just that celebrating something. This can also represent like kind of creativity and collaborations, and just a happy period where people are supporting you and you're just really getting a lot of positive feedback, or just there's a lot of I don't want to say help, but there's just like a lot of people are just in your corner. So your challenge for the week is the Nine of Swords reverse. Now, this is a tricky card, upwards and reverse. But in the reverse, it's kind of almost like a very deep-seated worries and anxieties. It's just very, it's even more internal. Like, you're very stressed out. There's just a lot of inner turmoil with this card. It's just very, very difficult. But the Nine of Swords always says that you are able to release this, because sometimes these problems are actually more within our minds, or we're creating these issues. We're kind of like creating these problems ourselves. There's not actually anything, we're worried about things, but we're really, really now doing it to ourselves. So this is what is going to be challenging you. And I think this is really coming off because whatever's this fear with the Four of Swords of kind of like worried about moving forward with something or changing how you're doing things because you're worried it's going to fall apart. This is saying like this is really now you're really internalizing these fears, and they're kind of really like, I don't want to say taking root, but they're really like the roots are kind of getting deeper within yourself, if that makes any sense. But what's recommended for you is the Nine of Cups. And I see this card as saying that be happy with what you have. Be happy with your current accomplishments, because this guy traditionally he's sitting on a wood bench, so he's not really sitting there for comfort for a long time, but he's kind of like in the moment, he's enjoying the moment. It's kind of like, I don't want to say like if you go to the holidays with family and you guys are all just hanging out having a good time, it always has that feeling, that type of momentary feeling that like in the moment right now we're having a great time or whatever, we don't have to worry about the bills. We don't have to worry about work. We don't have to worry about like mowing the lawn or anything. We're just going to enjoy ourselves, right now. So it's kind of like this momentary just relaxation, enjoyment, happiness. So I think this is saying that right now, don't worry about the future, because I feel like the Nine of Swords and upwards and reverse is always these worries we have. We go to bed, we have the worries. We wake up in the morning, we have the worries. It's just the constant there. So, and it's always usually worrying about the future, Same with the Four of Pentacles. It's kind of like this worry about, oh my God, what if I don't have enough? What if something happens and I don't have enough? So I have to save now, or I have to hold on to things now. So it's a worry about the future. But I think what's recommended for you is to just enjoy the moment, be happy with what you have, or recognize the things that you have achieved or what's going well in your life currently, and just try to not give in to these kind of anxieties and these fears currently, because this stuff, sometimes it just breeds more of it, So I think it's just recommended that you just take a moment, you just take a little bit of a relaxation, because even with the Chariot, he's not without problems. Like this guy, he's going on a journey. Like he doesn't know exactly how he's going, but he's going, and he's going to hit some problems, but it's about overcoming those problems. But always, anytime we're facing problems, there's always this kind of, while we're going through this, there's always a question of, are we going to get through it? So to me, this is a little bit of an anxious state as well. Like we know we want the end goal. We know we want to get to a certain state or a certain place or whatever, but we're going to hit up obstacles on the way. And there's always that doubt of like, what if it's not going to work out? What if it's not going to work out? What if this happens? So it's constantly that kind of also that worry during the process as well. But it's about overcoming those, but it's still a state of like this worry. So I wonder if you're kind of in that currently, but what you need to do is just look around and realize that, you know what, you have a lot of things going for you in the moment or right now. So be happy for that. That's what I'm getting with this. I hope that made sense. Okay, let's see what else we get for you. Squirrel spirit, believe in yourself. And I think that's really what's going in this right now. You need to, with this Four of Pentacles, this could be a little bit of worry, holding on. And then this Nine of Swords reverse is all about, you're stressed out. So I think, but the Chariot, he believed in himself. So you have the capability of believing yourself, because I believe you've believed in yourself in the past. It's just, you might have got to a certain point where you've worked very hard for something and you're scared that it's going to be taken away from you. But, and you're kind of now holding on to like what you have right now, or fearing that it's going to just crumble. But you just have to believe in yourself that any obstacles that may come up, that you're going to be able to overcome. And I think with the Three of Cups here, I think you have people in your corner that are willing to help you and support you when you need. So that's positive. Now, Phantom Quartz, embrace change, and Angelite, support is all around you. So Angelite here, support is all around you, and that's going with the Three of Cups, saying that, you have people in your corner that really are there for you. And embrace change. Sometimes, I think the Four of Pentacles here, this is not embracing change. This is trying to hold on to the way things are. And things are always changing. So sometimes you just have to kind of like roll the dice and see what happens, or just go with the flow and then just try to be always adjusting your sails as you're on your voyage. But I think you just need to, if you step outside this anxiety for a little bit, I think you're going to realize that there probably is something, if you need to make changes, something that you can do. But when you're in this state of anxiety, you're not going to think clearly, because you're just focused on the anxiety at the moment. So you're not going to really be able to strategize or figure out the next steps when you're just like kind of really just living in fear. So then what we got here? We have these two. So we have Cupid's arrow, have faith, love is coming, surprise, invitation or meeting, hesitation. And then you have Axe, breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silence, treatment, abandonment. And I feel like stop the pattern is really going with this Nine of Swords in reverse. It's like you have to stop the pattern of this like anxiety or feeling things are just going to crumble before you, you know? So, and then having faith. I think having faith, and even the love is coming. This could be a love thing, but I feel like this could even be say that maybe one of your friends or somebody around you has like an idea or a way that can solve whatever problem you feel like you're facing now. That means that maybe this idea or concept or intuition, because even surprise invitation, like that could be like your intuition. All of a sudden you have this idea for something that actually solves the problem very easily. So I think you just have to have faith in yourself, believe in yourself, and just have faith that you're going to still be able to move in the direction that you want to move in. Now you have honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship, and free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Now, so the honeymoon, I feel like that's going with the 9 of Cups here, because this guy's enjoying his time, and he's enjoying the company of the people around him as well. So I think you just need to take a minute and really enjoy your time. And I think the 3 of Cups being such a positive card about, you know, friendships and collaborations and things going very well, I think you just need to enjoy that, because I do believe that's coming in for you, but I just think you need to see that that's probably even around you currently. Now, deception, someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So now this could be that maybe you're dealing with somebody, and maybe that some of these fears are actually because of somebody, and you're holding on to something because you're afraid or something. It could have something to do with somebody else, or maybe you are even deceiving yourself. Like maybe these anxieties and all these fears that you're having is almost like you're deceiving yourself, because you could be telling yourself that like, oh, this is not going to work, or this and this and this and this, but there's actually an easy way to solve the problem, or it will work, but you're just almost like deceiving yourself in a way. So you're getting stuck in this pattern. But you'll know for yourself, because it could be somebody around you is a sneakiness, you know, with some of the sneakiness, but you'll know for yourself. Whatever makes sense to you is the way you have to take this. And free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And I think this is really this could be that you need to cut somebody out or put them on a shelf. You know how they are. You kind of stick them on the shelf mentally. You know, you're still friends with them, but you kind of know certain boundaries that you have to have with them. And you have to almost like protect yourself in a way, but you could be nice, but you could have always those mental boundaries where you're not going to kind of deal with the mess. But take control, time to take back control of your life is, I think you have to, with this 4 of Pentacles, this feeling stuck and this anxiety, I think you need to get in a phase where you just need to be in the driver's seat again, you know? Okay, and let's see what kind of quote we get for you for this week. Great leaders don't blame the tools they are given. They work to sharpen them. And that is the truth, because any tool that you're going to have goes dull eventually. Like, you know how many tools I have? I have a lot of tools. I'm a do-it-yourselfer. I got to fix stuff around the house. You know, I have my own tools. Like I have my own miter saw. I have like a chainsaw. And the funny thing is with the chainsaw, I bought it because like a tree kind of fell in my front yard and I had to kind of cut some things up. So I bought a small one. I didn't buy like the Jason Voorhees kind of one. I bought like a small one. And when I bought it, I was pissed because I was like, I'm never going to use this thing. This is the only time I'm ever using this chainsaw. And I was mad that I had to buy it. Turns out it was probably one of the best purchases I've ever made, because like I feel like I'm constantly whipping out that chainsaw. I'm like, oh, this has to come down. Oh, I'll just get my chainsaw. So it's funny. But my point to this story is tools, as you use these tools, they get dull, you know, like figuratively and literally, they get dull. Like you have to sharpen them for them to be good. So this could be that maybe whatever tools you were using when you were on the journey with the chariot that you had to learn during that time, maybe you need to sharpen your skills, because we live in a time where things are changing so fast. Everything is just, it's moving so fast. It's changing so fast. It's hard to keep up with the new trends. It's hard to keep up with all of it. But sometimes we're going to, I think from here on out, I mean, for the rest of our lives now and beyond, people are going to have to constantly be going back to school for something or constantly be learning something. I think long gone are the days where you could just go for one thing, you get out of school or whatever, you get a job and that's it. Like you're going to have to constantly be reinventing yourself. You're going to have to be constantly sharpening those skills. You're going to have to be constantly learning the new stuff. You're going to have to be constantly on the pulse of the new trends or whatever's going on. So it's always having to keep an eye out for, okay, what's going on? Like, what can I use? What can I do? You know? So that's basically saying that if you've gotten to a point where you're a little bit stuck and you don't know how to move forward, you just need to kind of, I think you need to just get out of this mindset of fear and anxiety and start looking around, see if there's something that, can actually help you move forward. Because if you've kind of plateaued at a certain level, you might need to come at things a little differently to kind of level up again. Sometimes that happens. Okay. Now for your affirmation card, you have, today I am receptive. Today I will let go of the past. I will live in the present, and I am looking forward to a bright future. That is fantastic. So let go of your fears, let go of anxieties. You're living in the present. Like this guy, the Nine of Cups, he's living in the present right now. He's enjoying his feast. He's enjoying his family, and look forward towards the bright future, which for you is this Three of Cups, which is like kind of friendships, collaborations, and people really being supportive of you. So that's really fantastic. Now let's see what Bob Ross has to say for you guys. I look forward to seeing you again. Happy painting. God bless, my friend. Oh, that's really sweet. So he's saying that I feel like you guys are kind of in this stuck energy and with the anxiety. And Bob Ross is saying he just wants you to paint. He looks forward to seeing what you're going to create. Now, obviously, some of you might not be actual painters, but this is saying that you are creating something, or whatever you're doing, whatever you're working on, whatever this is for you. Bob Ross is excited about how you're going to go about it, the changes you're going to make, what are you going to come up with next in whatever the situation relates to you. So that's fantastic. Okay, now let's see what Spirit of the Dish shall be with you in this week. You have the King of Mains, which is the steak, the big steak. So I think this is a fantastic spirit to have. Okay. Okay, so for your dinner and a movie, you have Mexican food and you have comedy films. For the energies that you need to either tap into or be aware of, you have Lego, and this is about Leo. Did I say Lego? Okay, Lego. I think I put Leo and ego together. Whatever, guys. I'm not a perfect person, okay? I'm not a perfect person. Anyway. And honestly, if I was to like edit out every time I screwed something up in these videos, I don't even think I'd get one up. So whatever. I just go, gone are the days that I care. Anyway, you have Leo, which is about ego, individuality, and confidence. And you have Virgo here, which is about communications and your thought processes. So you also have the North Node, which represents destiny, and you have Venus, which represents love, money, and powers of attraction. You have the 5th house, which represents passion, love, success, and creativity, and you have the 6th house, which represents health, details, order, work, and structure. And you have number 1, which is an odd number, so that means today the special guest that will be answering your questions is the Magic 8 Ball. So think of what you want to ask him, and he shall be out shortly. You have N, U, V, N, L, D, and 9624. And you have love, which is really great. This could be just saying that you need to have like a little love, or just be in the energy of love. If you're feeling a little stressed out, if you have like an animal or a favorite plant or something, or even just something that you just enjoy doing, maybe just kind of treat yourself to doing that, so you can, it could be kind of helpful a little bit. Anyway, let's see what charming we get for you. And we have the leaf. Okay, so to me this is saying, like trees, sometimes, the trees grow and they make the leaves, right? And then when it's time, when the seasons change, the trees shed the leaves, and then they like go through the dormant phase, and then they like make the leaves again. So this is saying that you might be having to shed old ideas or way of doing things, and you might currently be in a time right now where you're in that dormant phase and you're trying to figure out what is your new leaf going to look like, or how are you going to create the new leaves. So, but you will create the new leaves, because like the trees, they always do that. So I think this is saying that You just need to kind of figure that out. But don't be scared of creating something a little different as well. But just know that this is part of the process, you know? And honestly, you hit this maybe this is like a plateau or this moment for you. You're probably going to hit this again. Like sometimes this is just part of the process. It's a part of a process of a kind of reinventing ourselves, reconfiguring things, and trying to make things a little bit streamlined and a little bit better, you know? And sometimes when you go through processes like this, you wind up realizing that it was actually a good thing, even though it was super stressful in the moment, but it actually showed you a different way of doing something that actually was much better than the way you were doing it originally. So you take that how that works for you. Anyway, now it is time. Let's bring our special guest over. Okay, Pisces, think of your question and let us ask. Oh, mystical, magical 8-ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world, what is the answer to Pisces' question? It says, as I see it, yes. The 8-ball has spoken. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.